That's huge.
Thousands of fans from the Vaal area, from Sebokeng, Boipatong, Everton and Rustenburg would flock to Sharpeville on the weekends to witness the Vaal Professionals in action. Now, almost 15 years later, there's no sign of the legacy that was one of the greatest footballing teams in South African history.
Just how we became known as the slaughterhouse because most of the teams that came to play against us here, they never had a win. And especially the top teams like Orlando Pirates, Pimville United Brothers, and the likes of Bantu Kellys, Moroka Swallows, and Kaiser Chiefs. We always beat them at home. They never came here to win. So everybody knew when he came here that he's going to lose some points.
So we're seeing the stadium now, it has some seats and things like that, but when you were playing it wasn't like that. You said people used to sit on the trees. Tell us a bit about that.
Actually, they were standing on the touchline. It was a hard ground here. People standing on the touchline. When you fall outside of the field, you fall on top of supporters. It was, but people enjoyed football in that way. It was so full. Every time we played, it was full. Those trees over there were used as you could see people hanging over them like bees there, watching the game for free, because the stadium inside is full. It's full, packed. For every game, actually, it happened like that, because people at that time actually, wherever we played, the stadiums were full. Whether we played the Welcome Real Hearts, or we played Amazulu, or any team from Pretoria Morning Stars, people came to watch football. It was in their blood.
What was so special about Vaal Professionals?
It was special because it was made up of mostly local players from Everton, Sebokeng, Vaal, Sharpeville, Boipolong and Boipatong. So local people supported their players.
I was happy to be home. First professional league to play with, which was MPSL. Played against the likes of Ace Open team, Ace Mates. There was Amazulu, there was Up the Bucks, there was the Beds. And yeah, those were the four very strong teams. We were not so rich. Some of the teams that had financial woes, they will not have a proper outfit. The socks will be blue, different colors. The NSL teams look so good, so uniformed, and we were not uniformed. And I said to myself, one day, I have to go and play for that team. I can compete in that league.
Each player wanted to play for Vaal Professional, and when the football grows in the country, there were people from outside the region coming to play for Vaal Professional. Now it was a competition. You wanted to be strong, to be fit, and it was encouraging us to train more so you can be fit for the game.
Most of my teammates, the gap of age was about 8 to 11 years, and it was frightening because I idolized them, I liked them, and they were looking at me to do the miracles I was doing with my peer age groups. But there it was tough. It took me about in 1974, I think I played only 3 matches for that year. It was very tough. It was a time when the amoungst were still playing in the Premiership, NPSL at that time. And the players at the time were very, very big players. It's not like today you see short, small players. No, at that time it was very tough.
A year later, we started in 1993 as NSL First Division. Then a year later, in 1994, really in a very struggling position, we won the Nedbank Cup, the now so-called, which was at that time the Bob Save. We won it after beating 3 champions on the way. Orlando Pirates, we beat them. We beat the Free State Stars, and then took the cup and went on to represent South Africa in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, where we played the Young Lions in the first Mandela Cup.
What was that like?
It was a very, very awesome experience, actually. We raised funds. Actually, the SAFA told us it was still, SASA. They told us they had no money. We had to raise funds, prepare dinners for people to buy plates. And lucky enough, some of the money that we won, we gave part of it to the players, and the other part we used to book hotel and flights to Dar es Salaam. And we told ourselves, okay, we're a struggling team. As long as we can go and see Tanzania, experience that. Having an international passport, it was for the first time. And especially we flew during the day. They saw what Africa is all about, because the pilot was still telling us about, hey, that is Kenya, that is what it was. A very, 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 very important experience for them, and unforgettable. I think my fondest memory, actually, was my first game I played here at the stadium before I became a professional. I remember it was in 1968. I was a 16-year-old boy. It's the mighty, mighty Orlando Pirates, the Kaizer Towns, the Hans Moses, the Dancing Shoes, Ratamo Hotlands, Percy Moloi, the best players in the country, visited our stadium and played with the Sharpeville Vaal Invitation 11. And they beat the Vaal Invitation 11, 19-1. The next Saturday, I remember we were sitting there as a team. As a team, we used to go together. We were sitting over there. People who played for the Invitation 11 failed to appear. So there was no team to play Orlando Pirates, and the stadium was full. And we were here our heroes, Mainline Khoza, Tiki Khoza, we had heroes at Orlando Pirates. The Kaizer Mtaung, Pesimuloi, Gerald van der Haar, good players. So, hey, the people were saying, hey, look, you're going to get 40. We are youngsters. Oh, we ran home. Came back the rest up. But when you got in, people were saying, hey, hello, what are you doing? Hey. Imagine what happened. The first half, we were leading 2-0. And we were playing the best football.
Oh, the feeling, coming I was staying in Everton, and to travel from Everton to Sharpeville, we used to come through by taxis or buses at the time. I would come, just stand on the main road where there's transport. I won't pay the taxi, you feel like a king. The taxi men will fight for carrying me and taking me to the clubhouse. You can rather leave the people and take Conti to the clubhouse for training or matches, It was a good feeling walking around, and I was still at the high school at the time when I started. It was a very, very, you feel very good, you feel great. And playing in front of the crowds was very, 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 fascinating, because anything that you do and you hear the crowd cheering at you, that will make you not forget about it. And if they can ask you to repeat the style that you did, you don't know. They come on their own because they are happy and motivated. They come just, spontaneous. Yeah.
I scored, I'm marveled playing here because I scored a lot of goals, 74 goals. I still think I'm undisputed goal poacher, goal scorer in the league of all times. Nobody scored 74 goals. Now they're scoring 15 goals for 6 months, and they still win the top goal scorer. So I think I want to bring back the legacy of being in this stadium again, and try to help and develop. I'm a coach instructor. I'm a coach. I can develop players. I've developed players wherever I've been. The support of the people. People used to come every Sunday. We played full stadium. After church, they go do their things, and then they come to the football. I miss the crowd. that will always come and watch you and enjoy. And you go home during the week, you go to school, and everybody's talking about you. Those are the fondest memories that are indelibly printed in my mind.
Great players like Conti Kubeka, Bull Lehoko, Augustine Makalakalane and Kaiser Motaung graced this field. But if you look at it now, it doesn't look like the slaughterhouse that we once knew and loved. What happened to the team?
You know, sometimes success comes with its results. You know, I remember when I came back to Vaal, doctor was training 2 players here at the stadium. I was standing over there, and then I said, no man, I talked to Kaiser Motaung and said, no guy, since I'm resigning, actually I'm quitting because I had a knee problem and it was always recurring, I couldn't play. So Kaiser said, no man, stay at the club. I said, no, I have young players, I want to develop. And people were saying I'm wasting time because I'm trying to revive a dead club. I said, no, I mean, originally I'm a founder member of this club and I can't let that name just fade away. Then I put together some good young players because every time after playing at Kaiser Chiefs, I used to come home, watch the local teams play. Through my experience and influence, they matched all these other teams because I remember Ace Mates from Randfontein had most players from Kaiser Chiefs, Marias, Ace Ntweleng, they were playing there. But we matched them and the team became a success and most players now wanted to join the team and I took only a few of them who are experienced and then I had a solid team. Then it started giving people trouble. You know, the people in the Vaal, they don't like doing things for themselves because every time he says the history of the Vaal is of greatness. It brought down the apartheid regime, and then but after doing that, we sat down and said, now we have achieved everything. When we forget what self-development, how are we going to develop our children to be nice people, people who are progressive? But instead, they started sitting down on the chair and starting to talk negatively. They'll watch you do something and say, what is he trying to do? When it becomes successful, they come and say, no, but you should do it like this. That's interference. So people, they were saying I was trying to revive a dead horse. But when the team won the Bob Save, everybody says, hey, it's our club. And I spent nights over here, every winter, summer, raining or what, with these players for close to 21 years. Like 14 when I came back and 7 years when I was playing for. I had trained these guys and I produced good players. I think I produced 5 Bafana players and Augustine Makalakalane. Cosmos took him, they got him for free and they made a lot of money. He went overseas, played for more than 10 years. You know? So the Vaal has talent, but the thinking is wrong. They don't like to work as a collective. They always like to be praised as individuals. So I invited guys, but politics, as you know, even football in South Africa is full of politics. So the politics led to the destruction of Vaal Professionals. When people want something from you, before they don't ask. They defame your character. They start talking bad about you. Then somebody came about, say, hey, they stole 745,000. When in actual fact, they still owed me 361,000. Even now, I haven't yet got that money. So they owed me 300, written down.
Who?
The club. I worked as a coach and coaches must be paid. But because the club was struggling, I couldn't even say, no, pay me. Okay, gents, when the club gets a sponsor, you'll pay me, put it aside. Give me for the grocer and what. People came, they decided, okay, this guy stole money and what. We made an inquiry into the matter. They failed to appear. But they were supported by the big, that is still subject K, because they were supported from some quarters in order to destroy the club.
The George Taube Stadium was known as the slaughterhouse. The biggest teams in South African football would come here to get slaughtered. There's such fond memories that fans of Vaal Professionals would hope to relive someday. Is there somewhat of a revival? Are you thinking about starting a new club, maybe with the help of some other people?
I think it is possible because at the moment, you know, it is difficult, but if you know, I don't understand people nowadays because football has become a big business, and it needs a lot of money. It needs a lot of infrastructure, you know, logistics and everything. We need people who can market the team, who can, you know, it needs a good administration. So as a coach alone, you can start a team, but without these other guys, where do you get them? Because people in the Vaal just talk and they don't do. They say the Vaal complex is the industrial giant in Gauteng. But what are all these companies doing for sports?
Yeah, mixed feelings, very emotional for me, especially now that the team actually died down completely. That saddens me. I came back and I think I want to come back and get this team go back. We need the Vaal. Vaal is a big brand. We used to play against the best. We beat all the best teams in the leagues that we played. And to come back home and find out there's not even a living team as a memory. Some of the kids don't even know me. They don't know Bull Lehoko. They don't know Conti Kubeka. All the people that have graced this field. They don't know him. The memories are just gone, faded. So I think we come back now to how can we resuscitate this thing. It's dead, but we're going to bring it back.
It was a good foundation. We were competing in the same league with Pirates, Chiefs, Amazulu, Bloemfontein Celtics. We were in the same level. The only difference was that we felt inferior because we didn't have enough of motivation from the leadership of the club. You know, when you play against Kaizer Chiefs, you'd see that, hey, these are Kaizer Chiefs players when they walk to the change rooms. Then we're coming different here with our different clothes, no uniform, no nothing. And it was not motivating enough. And players like Bull Lehoko, Brix Mpele ended up at Pirates also. It was a good stepping stone for them for playing for Vaal Pros first. We have Augustine Makalakalane. He played for Vaal Professionals first. He went to Cosmos and he ended up playing for FC Zurich in Switzerland for 10 years, you see. That was a good stepping stone. But now, without such clubs or without getting involved in such an activity, you'll never have the best players from your area because there is no place where they can start growing themselves to the top.
Football is obviously not the same from when you played today. Tell us a bit about the differences. And, you know, players played for the love of it during that time. Now the players play for money.
Yeah, it has to come to that. It had to come to that, but we pioneered it to this level where it is today. Because when we played football, it was about self-expression to us, about making a mark in your community. Yeah, you know, people respect it. You know, football, when you play good football, people respected you. You would go anywhere and you'll even sleep in the best bedroom. So no, I'll come out, go and sleep there. Everywhere, I go to Durban, people, they slaughter sheep for me. Hey, I'm happy you touched my home. When you grow up, we knew and we loved football so much that we always tried to do our best, especially when we got into the field. We performed very, very, to our best actually. We played our hearts out, knowing that you'll reap the results. There might not be money, but that the respect that you get from your own community to say, hey man, you're making us happy. You know, if you do things in life where people get happy, it's more than money.
You said you were the fittest team
You know, people are talking about doing things in the scientific way. We used to come here to training at Vaal, and our coach would tell us, no guys, we are not training today. We are going for a road work. Hey. You know, when you go to Vanderbilt Park, next to Vaal Mall, you went past Vaal Mall. Down the barrage, you see barrage. He says we are going to barrage, where Free State starts and it's the transfer. We go there by road work. So that's a different training situation. These guys nowadays, they can't take that because they go to science what at Cape Town, where they push machines, they exercise, they stretch. They even know joints that must be stretched. They tell you the ligament here, you must pull it this way. No, we never did that. When you get injured, your toe, the ground was bad, your nail gets off, you just took the soil and put it over there and started playing barefoot. They checked the heartbeat, the what, you know, everything. But us, we never even had water breaks during our games. And some of the players, the way they were so powerful. But today, somebody does this, no, you will break that player's leg.
At that time, there was no television. I think I only appeared at that time once or twice on television. From there, I retired. There was no television, and people used to come to the game. That was their own entertainment. Also made people to be united and had this love to come to the games, you know. And football was fun because every time we play, the stadium was full. But there was no money. And the passion is also motivated because of being witnessed by many people in matches. Today, there's a lot of money. There's many other advanced methods of doing and developing players. But if you look at the stadiums are not full.
Apart from you, who is the best player to come out of Vaal Professionals?
Well, I think the best players, we had very great players, although they couldn't make it to the spotlight of South African football. Like, we had great players like Sech Modise. He was terrific. He had a very terrific centre forward. Sech was one of the best because he could hit the ball from anywhere here. Petson Banda, any goalkeeper won't see that ball. And then we had the same Petros Maliki. Yeah, Petros Maliki was... and actually the Vaal had many great players. Many great players, especially when it comes to youth, where we developed Augustine Makalakalane, Steve Lekwilia. We had they played great football, these youngsters. You know, you could see that these guys learned from good people. They took from us. Yeah, they took from us because they are the generation that came after us. And then they played good, nice football. And you could take them anywhere they would fit.
Tell us a bit about the stadium. Ivory Coast trained here. Why are we still struggling with a pitch?
Oh, it's terrible.
With the stadium, with the stands?
Actually, it's not a stadium. Where are the stands? We don't have stands here. I see Ivory Coast trained here, and you don't see any Safa Leaguers here. That Didier Drogba did train here. You know, even here it's, I don't know what football is. That's why we say today sports is run by the wrong people, especially in local teams. For us here, we need to start from somewhere, and starting from somewhere is getting our own Safa right, and getting what we deserve, getting treated as equals in football, and especially the contribution that is part of Gauteng is playing in the present football, because if you realize that most supporters who fill the F&B stadium are from the Vaal.
Well, hopefully that day we'll see a change soon. I mean, I'm from here and I would love to see us have a club again.
That would make me happy. That would make me very happy, especially the contribution that is part of Gauteng is playing in the present football. Because if you realize that most supporters who fill the F&B stadium are from the Vaal.